Take a load off, grab a seat. Pull up a chair, prop up your feet. That's fine by me. Fine by me. Yeah. It's podcast time. Fine by me.
Going live and uncut.
What's going on, babies? How y'all doing this week?
Dun 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 dun.
Man, it's been do y'all got anything funny to talk about? Because I probably got some pretty dire stuff to talk about.
How about you start with the dire stuff, then we might ease into the funny.
And this
I like the
is
bad news first.
Fine
I
by
don't-
Me
I don't
After
know.
Dark.
I don't know, man.
If y'all were with us watching the live debate on a Thursday night, you know that we have no good news to share of the future of this country.
you know, there's nothing. One thing, the funniest, not the funniest thing, I guess, but after the debate was over, like the poll to show how many people thought Trump won versus how many thought Biden won, there was still like 33% that said Biden won, and I was like,
Who are these people?
Who
I need
did
to go
y'all-
sell them some oceanfront property in Arizona.
Yeah.
That's the type of person that's just gonna be mad no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Just
no,
ignorant.
no,
Do
that's
y'all
not
ever-
how it happened.
I wish sometimes I was like dumb, like that fucking Dan Soder joke, like where you can be just fun dumb and just be like, "Is this the 8th Fast and the Furious? How the fuck do
I
I
mean,
keep
I-
going so fast?"
I mean, I rewatched the debate. It's not like Trump said a whole lot of facts or anything. It's not like if he had like a real opponent, it would have been
More fun.
It would have been more fun. It would have also been maybe he would have changed his answer some. I don't know, but like I don't know if he was even trying during the debate. But either way, like I mean, some of the times whenever Trump was responding to him, he was just like, I don't even know what this guy said. So
That's exactly what it is. And the facial expressions were everything. Whenever that 1 minute or 2 minutes would cut off on their time, and whenever Biden would end his with like an insult, and then it would go, "Oh, we're going to a commercial break," Trump would be like, "Fuck." You know?
yeah, it did. Oh man,
They start talking about golf games.
yeah, they started
Like,
talking
what are
about
we
golf. I missed that during our live stream. I didn't even get to hear the golf thing live. I heard it the next day after I'd already seen the memes about it, and I was like, "Damn, I can't believe we missed that while we were watching live."
There is a series on HBO Max called Road to the White House, and it's like 2 seasons, and it's narrated by Mahershala Ali. He's in like a bunch of movies and stuff, black guy. But anyway, it talks about like some of like the greatest presidential races in our history, like Lincoln versus Douglas, Dukakis versus Bush, Bush versus Gore, like all those ones. And I've been watching those and like the campaign debates and all that stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, politics used to be like we actually had hope. Like now there's nothing.
Yeah,
Well, you want to talk about a hot race? Social studies class, maybe 5th grade, Bush versus Gore.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had a social studies teacher that was fired up about it. And when there was a recount, buddy,
Oh.
there's a fucking recount, baby.
That's like the first election I really remember, like vividly. I was
Yeah.
12 or 13, I guess, and I remember because my birthday is usually on or around election day. So I remember we went to Opry Mills. It just opened, and we went there for my birthday with my parents. It was called Jillian's then, what's now Dave and Buster's.
Yeah. And is having your birthday close to election day, is that gay? Come back and we'll find out later.
Probably. But anyway, I remember like riding home because that was the actual day, and they were like, we don't know who's won and all this stuff. And I remember my Aunt Becky was like, "This is crazy. We don't have an election." That was like also like the first tech election too, to where you got results pretty much that day. Used to it was you might wait 2-3 weeks before you got the complete results.
yeah,
You know, and that was like the first one, so everybody was blaming it on that and all those Chads and stuff in Florida. Not dudes, but
Oh, the hanging
the
chads, hanging chads.
Hanging Chads. Just wild shit.
Funny enough, on my way up here, I was driving and maybe like trying to research a little bit more while I was on the way here, but I stumbled upon a couple pretty reputable Twitter accounts that are verified and everything that actually got a hold of some leaked internal polling from a Democratic data firm called Open Labs. And right now, their projection, like the Democrats' projection is that they'll get 205 and Red's going to get 333. Pretty much.
All you need's 270, baby.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so it's looking pretty rough, and there's an even more in-depth chart. I'm gonna be the one editing this, so I'm gonna try to put both of these like on the screen right now. What time is it?
It's at 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay,
6:02
Timestamp.
Central.
Yeah, 4:30 timestamp. But yeah, I'm gonna try to put these on the screen because it's pretty freaking interesting that these got leaked. But I mean, it's just like they don't even have hope, even though all of their pundits, well, not all of them. There's even some of them that are coming out saying we're doomed.
I haven't heard anything out of Kamala Harris in a while.
She was on actually after the debate Thursday night. The CNN people that did the debate interviewed her like on like FaceTime or whatever, Zoom.
Yeah.
And he said it was Anderson Cooper, surprisingly, but he said, "Is the guy that we saw on stage tonight, is that the same guy that's in the office running the country every day?" And she didn't know how to answer it. She was like, "We don't let an hour and a half of bad debate make up for 3.5 wonderful years in office." He goes, "Has it been wonderful?" That's all you know, like.
Well, it's funny. So today is this is the first day that I've seen like excuses start coming out. The first one from KJP, which is her press correspondent, I guess, the one that talks to the press at the White House.
Press secretary.
Press secretary, yeah. So she
Black
came.
gal.
Yeah. KJP, Kanji, something I can't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. But
Google it.
yeah, just KJP is what the press or what we call her. She said, well, he was really tired, and he also had a cold that night. And then like the
Was he on Tuss or something?
the herb drink. Yeah, the press was like, was he on cold medicine? And she was like, no.
Shit. Not NyQuil. He was on NyQuil. I don't think he blinked about 13 times the whole hour and a half.
Later in that same press conference today, she said that he blamed it on traveling the world and campaigning and everything, and he had 7 days off prior to that.
He was at Camp David for 7
and
days.
He didn't wake up until 11 a.m. every day.
Hell
That's
yeah.
reported on there.
Damn, I haven't done that in.
Woo! Every day for the last 7 days, 11 a.m.
Joe Biden on the same sleep.
and he took a nap in the afternoon every time.
We are on the same sleep.
It's like, come on, man.
President.
Come on, man. You got a whole 7 days to recover from whatever traveling you've done. They're just pulling out.
Just jet lagged.
Yeah, they're just pulling out all the stops. I'll be the only person to ever say this probably, but I was like, maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's got another debate coming up.
September, right?
Yeah. September. So let's see what happens.
I think he'll be pulled out before then.
The doctors tried to help him out on this one. I think he's going to need Hunter's help on this one.
Yeah.
A little bit of.
Hey, Hunter was reported back in the White House today.
Yeah.
He's been at some of the council meetings or whatever. Like,
The fuck's he counseling?
I think. Well, today was also
The DTF.
I don't know.
Today was the first day.
I'll tell you what he's counting.
An actual congressman, an actual Democratic congressman said no. Like, it was that dude from Texas.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first time like one of them spoke out and said it, not just like an analyst or whatever. So I think there'll be more because usually all it takes is one to get it started.
Yeah, for the fall.
Let's go back to 24-year-old Wesley Willoughby, fully addicted to pain medication.
No, this was that was when I was about 19 to 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your dad's the president.
Okay.
You need to hide some Roxy's underneath one of the presidential busts.
Oh, we're going with man, who would I go with?
I like Taft.
I've got to go with Tricky Dick.
Ricky Nixon.
Cleveland.
Tricky Dick. Come on.
I like Taft because he got stuck in a bathtub.
He might not even Tricky Dick might not even have a.
Oh, he's got one there.
Richard Nixon.
Yeah, he's president.
he got impeached.
Yeah,
though.
no, but he was still president.
Okay, well, I
He
don't
was
know.
vice
I've never been to the
president
White
before
House.
that, so.
That might be what I get you for Christmas is a Tricky Dicky bust with a little hidden
Fun
compartment
fact,
in there.
In 1976, when Carter ran,
It better be fun. It fucking better be
Richard
fun.
Nixon was actually Reagan's vice presidential candidate. They got
Nixon was
that ran with
Yeah.
actual Reagan. But
Yeah.
he said a bunch of shit back then, like 76, and almost got him kicked out of being vice president. He had to go on TV and like do his big apology and all sorts of
Dang.
shit.
Oh, they said that he
know
had
that.
real shifty eyes. That's why he didn't like when he was doing debates and stuff. He looked like
Like
he
a
looked
demon?
like a demon on camera.
He was a con man, 100%.
Yeah.
But this dude like laid out like for that whole thing, like they were saying he was taking like kickbacks and he was rich and stuff. This dude brought his whole financial statement for an hour. He sat on TV with Walter Cronkite and talked about his house costing like $13,000. He showed his wife in some shitty dress. He's like, "Look at my wife.
Look at this plain Jane
Look at how she
bitch.
dresses, dude.
Look at this
like,
whore.
Like the camera pans over in black and white, and there she is just sitting there. Man, she looks terrible. That's what he said. She looks terrible.
Who was it?
Richard Milhouse
Yeah.
Nixon.
Millhouse. Richard, I thought I looked nice.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Did y'all see Jill Biden's thing after the debate?
About her like saying he didn't ever tell a lie or he
No,
answered
he
every
was like,
question.
and he did such a good job. He answered every question.
Yeah.
I was
one
like,
of them
that's some,
dudes answer a question.
that's some pretty low standards.
And
he
that's-
answered every question.
That's an opinion. Did he answer him?
Neither
Yeah.
one of them answered a question.
But there
Whenever
was
it
a
went
whole
to-
crowd of people there that went crazy for everything she was saying, and Joe was just standing there, just like zoned out. Like
He
just-
did do a good job if he did anything with always tripping Trump up with like a attack because they only had like a minute and a half to respond.
Yeah.
So Trump would spend that whole minute defending his case and he would never even get to a question. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yeah, he did call him like stupid and a dummy. Like Joe called Trump stupid and a
he called
dummy.
him silly, dummy, because he was
Loser.
talking about his son. or
Called him a
whatever,
loser.
being
Oh, yeah.
being like a loser or something. The one that died, it was like in the military. The one that wasn't even on drugs and shit. The
Yeah.
one that was like had some sense.
But they went back and forth. We're like, no, you're a dummy. You're
I think they should
stupid.
start attacking just their whole family like they was. They should start talking about Donald Trump Jr. and Eric. How nobody likes him.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of family, so
FOE.
I met Melissa's family this
Yeah.
weekend. Her brother from Colorado,
Yep.
sister,
think about
her
that?
Oh,
her
Jacob.
sister from her sister from Boise.
Did they compliment your mustache?
I didn't know.
Oh,
she
of
had a
course.
sister.
Good.
Yeah. Her sister is a psychology professor at Boise State.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's just, let's see, Monday morning, kids are playing in the living room. Me and Melissa's sister are cooking breakfast for the whole clan. And I'm like, you will never guess what my buddy Wes sent me. Joe Biden has dropped out of the presidential race.
'Cause I saw it
And she
too.
said, really? I said, yes. My buddy Wes sent it to me. And she said, I would have gotten a news alert, surely.
Everybody
And I
would've
said,
gotten
and
a
as
news
soon as
alert.
she said that, I said, I have not checked.
I'm retarded.
I am just assuming.
If he
That-
said it, it's got to
Yeah.
be true. And it's
It had a fucking Bill O'Reilly tag on it, and I was like, oh.
That's what made
Bill's
me go
on
look
it.
at it, and I was like, Bill O'Reilly.
he's the one who said it.
I know, but he hadn't been. He's been like kicked off, blackballed for like 20
Yeah.
fucking years.
Yeah.
This thing's not even
So
on the
then,
news anymore.
so then later that day, I had to reiterate, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I was duped. And I spoke before I could think or do my own research, and I'm sorry.
Normal Nick behavior.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whenever I lost my leg, my uncle brought me like 3 books to the hospital. For like, hey man, he said, I know you like to read. He said, I brought you some books. It was 2 books by Bill O'Reilly, and one it was the autobiography of Dick Cheney. I said, this motherfucker's trying to make me into a white nationalist. I said, bringing these manifestos up here. God. I said, I come out there hating everything. Jeez, they're really good. Only books I ever read. Really good.
It's the only 2 books I ever read.
Yeah, it made a lot of
It's really formed my personality.
It made a lot of sense. Really.
It's funny you say that you trusted me that much. Yesterday, after Trump got the immunity thing, I had multiple people call me to ask what it meant. And I was like, if y'all...
Well, he fucking posted it, so didn't you post it?
What?
Did you post it on the
He
Find By Me
posted a
page?
Godzilla thing like about
I did that.
I
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't think that one was real.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you,
Well,
think Godzilla was real?
he is real.
Oh,
He made
wait.
him with atomic bombs.
Israel.
You might have seen- he's over here riffing.
Oh, boy.
Godzilla
God.
in Israel.
Godzilla.
Gaza.
I don't-
Gazarilla.
Yeah, so the immunity
The
thing,
Godzilla strip.
for everybody that didn't ask me about it, was we don't know what it means yet.
No.
The Supreme Court made a ruling that official acts he's immune from, which, or I'll go into this afterwards, and then non-official acts he's not immune from. So he's already challenged his recent indictment about Stormy Daniels to say that was an official act, and they're going to have a whole nother
Official.
jury duty, or like a whole nother court.
Officially got jerked off.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to have a whole nother court thing to find out if that deems official or not. So nobody knows. So the real answer is, what does this mean? Nobody knows what it means until every individual act is.
Do you have
brought
to
up
go
in
to
a court of law.
court for a hand job to be official?
Probably if it's official.
He says it didn't happen.
It didn't happen then. Did it?
It's unofficial. It's unofficial.
That's what I tell Christy all the time. I say, everything is what you believe. If you don't believe it ever happened, it never fucking happened. You know what I mean? That's just a terrible way.
I like to push it all back as far as I can get it.
As far as I can.
As far as I can get it.
What if he had some crazy kink though? Like, what if it come out? It was like he was just trying to hide some weird shit he was doing. Like he wasn't even having sex with her. It was like she covered him in honey and had some bees in there and come in there and attack him or some shit.
I'm
Lather him
thinking.
up peanut butter. And
I'm
white
thinking
bars
more
and
like pooping on a glass table type situation.
shitting through a hammock. Like that one dude, the McAfee dude. He used to have girls, like he used to have
Pat
girls.
McAfee?
The McAfee dude that
John
John
McAfee?
McAfee, yeah.
The virus guy?
Yeah,
Okay.
he used to have chicks like straddle a fucking hammock whenever he was living in Belize, and he would lay under the hammock and they'd shit through the fucking hammock on him.
I remember hearing about this
Yeah, and he
actually
didn't
now.
deny it either. He's like, what people do on their own time is their business. And I'm like, okay.
It's funny that you mention bees. For everybody, if you haven't seen this movie called
Oh,
The
here we go.
Beekeeper,
Jason Statham.
Jason
I thought you were going to bring
Is
up
it
the B
Statham or
movie.
Statham?
Statham. So pretty much, just for those that haven't seen it, it's a fairly new movie, but he's pretty much like this covert operative.
The beekeeper.
And they call them beekeepers. There's only one ever active at a time, and all they do is
Keep the bees.
they protect the democracy pretty much. If they see something going on, they're allowed to go fucking take it out pretty
That's
much.
cool. I might watch this.
And they have he doesn't answer to anybody. Every now and then the government will reach out to him and be like, "Hey, take out this person." But other than that,
We'll probably be on that list one day.
yeah, I'm trying.
Already be.
I'm trying
We
to
just
get
ain't
on
to
that
the
list.
top.
But hold on one second. So what made me think of this in this context? I know I just watched it today, but on July 4th, whenever Jefferson and John Adams were in office, or one of them was in office,
I'm sorry.
John Adams and Thomas Jefferson,
Yes.
they both died on July 4th.
Yes, correct.
That's got to be some deep state
They
stuff,
hate
right?
each other too.
That's got to be some deep state stuff, right? Like some
Back
CIA.
then, yeah, dude. I'm sure back then, dude, they just get away. Like we were talking the other day, I was telling you about Andrew Jackson. He would just kill people if he didn't like them.
Yeah.
Fuck it. What are they gonna do? Stop him?
On July 4th.
Oh, yeah,
though,
he tried
they
to
had
take
two
out
people.
Daniel Boone, didn't
No, Davy Crockett.
he? Davy Crockett.
I wonder when that was.
Make a really good butter yum.
Davy Crockett.
Man of the Wild Frontier.
Oh. It's not the... Betty's not his wife?
No, that's Crocker. Crocker.
July 4, 1826.
Crocker and
they were
Crocker
just-
Law.
That was the Wild West pretty much still. So.
Yeah, dude. Well, see, the Andrew Jackson ran against John Adams' son, John Quincy Adams.
Yeah.
And he got beat because he did win the popular vote. Andrew Jackson did. But back then, they didn't have like the
Electoral college.
all the way, so Congress decided. So Henry Clay, fellow Kentuckian, was the Speaker of the House. So
Nicholas
John
Clay.
Quincy-
Also a Kentuckian.
John Quincy Adams pretty much pulled him aside and said, "Hey, man, if I get picked, then whatever." So,
Yeah.
Fast forward, he gets picked to be president by Congress. Guess who gets made Secretary of State? Henry Clay.
Yeah.
So Andrew Jackson confronts him at the fucking inauguration ball, and like they think all hell's gonna break loose. John Quincy Adams is a pussy. He's scared to death. He's like this, pretty much an aristocrat. pretty much, more
Yeah.
or less. Like Harvard educated. Like he didn't do public speeches. He didn't go out with people in public or nothing.
Powdered wig kind of guy.
So he showed up, and like Andrew Jackson walked up, and he shook his hand, but he wouldn't shake his hand with his right hand. He said he didn't deserve it, so he shook his hand with his left hand. And they said that was a huge insult right there in front of everybody. So then, fast forward to the next election, he ends up winning and beating John Quincy Adams to be the 7th president.
He wouldn't shake my right hand.
Yeah, pretty much.
He put out his left hand for me to shake, like some kind of scrum-dilly bum.
Yep, pretty much.
And
That's
I
how John Quincy
bite my
Adams.
tongue at him.
Can you
My
believe
thumb,
it,
my
Catherine?
John Quincy Adams was probably the most qualified president we ever had, though, because his dad was John Adams. He was, raised by all these guys. He was Secretary of State. He was the foreign, I think, minister to France after Benjamin Franklin. All sorts of shit. Before he was
They used to Benjamin coming over there and pulling wool, and then John Quincy's pussy ass came over there like, "Where's all this American dick at?"
Do
We
you
were
know-
expecting.
Well, you say something like that about him being like Joe Biden's been in the
the
government
70s.
since the 70s.
He ran for president in the 80s.
I don't
In
remember that.
'88, yeah, he was the
I mean, I wasn't
Democratic.
alive, but-
It got pushed out because he was plagiarizing speeches from the Parliament in Great Britain. Word for word, except he would add Scranton or he would add football in place of
Scranton?
soccer. Yeah, like seriously, like verbatim, like word for word. And they called his ass out on it. George Bush Sr. did.
That's wild.
And they were like, hey, this dude, do you want this guy running your country? He also lied about where he went to college and all sorts of shit. Back
What his GPA was?
then. Yeah, all sorts
What
of
his
stuff.
position, like
Oh,
where
I
he
remember the
graduated?
college thing.
Yeah.
I remember the college
His hair was
thing
fucked
because
back then. It was bald
Yeah.
on top and it was slicked
Yeah.
back, dude.
yeah, I remember the college thing because there
Yeah.
was an interview where somebody calls him out on it.
But he was plagiarizing some like leader of the Labour Party in Great Britain in Parliament, like word for word on his speeches. Yeah, but didn't think nobody'd catch on to that shit.
And
Yeah,
when
for
we
real.
take it to Parliament, I meant to Congress.
Right.
I can't. Wow.
Can y'all guess the average age of the Founding Fathers in 1776?
26 years old.
About right.
Yeah, I was gonna say they
James
were.
Monroe was 18 years old.
Yeah.
George Washington was the
People
oldest.
didn't-
Well,
people-
Benjamin Franklin was in his 70s.
Really?
Yeah, he was the oldest one. George Washington was like 41.
People didn't really live that long back then.
Ben Franklin was a playboy, though.
I was gonna say Ben Franklin lived in the 70s. That's wild.
He had like multiple bodies in his basement whenever they found, like went through his house, like cadavers. Like he said, they were like for medical experiments and shit. I'm talking like dozens of bodies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Big titty bitches.
I mean, it's like you said, it's the Wild West, man.
Oh yeah, them dudes was, and I think half of them were probably gay. You know what I mean? Probably.
Well, I don't know if we should go there.
Half of them.
At least half.
Grief.
Well, I mean, like what?
What makes me think that?
Yeah, where-
is
where
because
you-
people usually didn't travel within 10 or 15 miles of their house back then. Very few people did. So there's probably not a whole lot of people around.
You gotta get some Peter within walking distance.
Right. So I mean, I think there was definitely incest. We do know that for sure.
Yeah.
So I think there had to be some homosexuality too, because people back then, I mean, even though we were a Christian country and Christian values, what's ever stopped anybody before? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Josh, incest, I mean, come on. Science has proven it's not that bad.
Ask the Royals.
Yeah, that's the Royals. They're
All
looking
of them
pretty
ever in
fucking
history.
rough.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Second
I
cousin,
don't know.
it's fine.
I don't
Trust
have
me.
obviously I don't have anything against that. Like
No,
if
I'm
they
just
were,
saying, I'm
but like
speculating here.
He's a
I mean,
speculator.
like I've never even considered it.
Well, yeah, we don't have to spend a lot of time on this. I'm just saying. That's what I think.
Listen, Wes doesn't want to be incest, Josh. And
We're
it
not
doesn't
talking
matter
about all
how
of it.
many of your heroes were.
I think it's
You're
funny
not going to convince
how
him.
we could have a whole conversation about 10,000 different things, and when I land on something wild, we just have to hit on it for 20 fucking minutes, so nobody forgets about it.
You want?
I mean, that's a pretty bold statement
Is that
saying
just what I
half
think?
of the founding fathers
We're
is
gay.
That's just what I think.
And incest.
Out of all the things we've said in the past 30 minutes or 20 minutes,
In the past 6 months. Jeez Louise.
It's not going to change what I think about it or how I feel about it.
I wish I man.
This segment of the podcast brought to you by United Trinity Heart.
And whatever
Say
that,
what you want. Who gives a shit?
whatever that camp was where the camp for gay people.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Camp
man.
Wilderness?
Rainbow Retreat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rainbow Retreat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Pride Month's over. Okay, well, I guess we can move past the founding
Yeah, I have
fathers
nothing
were
against
gay.
it either. Don't get that twisted. I don't have anything against it.
No, nobody said you did. It's just a bold statement. saying half of them are.
It's hard to prove either way, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, without a time machine.
Right. Well, they're working on one of those, I'm sure.
I don't blame you. You know what? If it wasn't for TV, I'd be gay. So they didn't have TV.
They had to do something. For
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I didn't live back then, so I don't really.
They drink their brandy, fucking sit around.
Okay. I hate to say it,
Honey
but me and Wes is the guy. Me and Josh, I'm the boy.
What does that mean?
What are you saying?
If we dated,
so okay, hold on. You're saying
if I dated Wes,
I'd be the top.
You'd be the top. But if it was me and Josh, I would definitely be top.
Oh wow.
You think so? I don't know, man. I think that I would be both. I could do both.
We are good friends. I would
Probably swap around.
I would spread my cheeks for you sometimes.
Yeah. Thanks, man. All right. So what else we got going on?
Spread your cheeks for friendship.
Oh man, I just like how nervous
takes a
Josh
left turn.
is.
It always takes a left turn. Anyway, the Olympics got the Olympics coming up.
Yeah, who's in it? Who cares?
Dude,
Do you know that they're not going to have air conditioning? So, like, we're going to take our own air conditioning.
where's it
over.
at? Shanghai?
It's in Paris, France. They
Oh,
don't have a lot of air conditioning in Europe.
Hey, did you? I
Somebody
did
should-
see this about the Olympics though, that they have. I don't remember what they called them, but like anti-sex beds or something.
I don't know how's that.
they're just like twin size.
Yeah, they're just
beds.
twin size beds. If I want to fuck, it don't matter.
Yeah, so I
I
saw
don't
a meme.
even need a bed.
I saw a meme that said that won't stop no freak. No.
Well, freak. It won't
freak?
stop no regular person.
Freaks fucking the flow.
Yeah, you don't need a bed. You don't need a bed for that.
Yeah.
Especially
Give me a
if,
good porta potty.
especially for an Olympic athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If it's a heterosexual couple, I'm sure the dude probably can just pick the chick up and they can just go at it standing up probably without anything.
Melissa's family's pretty serious about the Olympics. We were watching the female gymnast
We watched it all weekend.
the Team America trials to get onto the
To get
team.
onto the team.
Oh, okay.
And boy, there was one girl that made it as a reserve, and we were watching it, like the ceremony when they were announcing the names, and one of the family members said, "Oh, look, the bullface girl made it."
Oh.
There's a girl on there that
Blonde.
looks like a pit
I
bull.
know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's got a real strong Tanya Harding vibe about her. Yeah.
Yeah. Our team's going to be good, though. They're always good. We dominate.
The
We dominate everything, I think, pretty much.
I mean, we don't win everything every year.
Shit,
There's-
we win like twice as many gold medals as
I know
everybody
there's
else.
at least one 16-year-old on the team, maybe two.
Yeah, they're young.
Yeah.
For the gymnast, yeah, they're usually young.
The dudes team, I've seen that too. Nobody cares about dudes.
How old is a dude, Jim? About 19, 20, 22?
College age. They're all college age, most of them, unless they're really good and they're a little bit older.
Yeah. Well, I've been saying it for years. Women fall out of their prime way sooner than men in everything. NASCAR, bowling,
NASCAR.
They definitely
electricians.
They definitely do in UFC for sure. Probably, I don't know about NASCAR.
I don't know much about UFC. That's something I want to get more into. Is some
UFC definitely they stop sooner than dudes.
Who's
stop.
like the top dog in men's UFC right now?
I don't ask me
Sugar
right now.
Shane?
Sugar's up there, yeah, for sure.
There's
Pereira,
different weight classes, right? Just
yeah,
like boxing.
Alex Pereira.
Yeah.
He's really big right now. He's really, really big right now. I don't know. I haven't really been. I got really big into UFC during 2020, and then I kept up
Everybody
with
did,
it.
I think. 'cause there wasn't else to
Yeah, there
do.
wasn't nothing else to do, and then I kept up with it, and I haven't. The last one I watched was probably 2 months ago. So
We'll watch the
I've been-
highlights. I just don't know enough about
I've been out of knowing what's going on with it for a little
I
bit
do
now.
enjoy watching guys beat the hell out of each other, though.
Yeah, no, I mean it's fun for the most part.
Yeah. I think about how gross it is, all that blood and shit on the mat and everybody rolling.
Yeah, my
Melissa
problem-
won a jiu-jitsu world championship
Really?
twice.
This world?
Yes.
Man, that's pretty
this
good.
fucking world.
Yep.
In this count?
I'm gonna find out how
She won?
big of a deal that was. I'll ask her for the next episode.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Congrats.
But I mean, I'm just an old boy that started off hauling hay when I was 14, and sometimes I still throw her ass around.
As an amputee, I would like to get into jiu-jitsu. Just
Yeah.
I think it'd be good exercise. Get on
Yeah, the
ground,
only your downside obviously would be
wrapping legs.
you got one less hook to get in.
Right, but still though, they have a hard
Yeah.
time grabbing me too though. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Lather up
a lot
in baby
of
oil and just get on
So I
that
was gonna-
mat.
you should shave your whole body.
Get lather up
Yeah.
in baby oil.
I was saying, a lot of
Come on,
the
Scott.
I'll be your baby oil boy.
a lot of the real dominant BJJ positions are like getting your hooks in like this
It's
or
fucking choke.
See,
people out.
look at these top vibes this man's giving off. Dude, again,
Hey, grabbing
you're
people
giving off
up.
some top vibes over here, Daddy.
Long-ass
Damn.
legs wrapped around your
Damn,
tall drink of
Daddy.
water.
You wrapped around me
You're a
twice.
founding father's dream.
dude, I got hammered like six. I mean, this might have been even been last year, and I was banged up. And I remember talking to my buddy Kyle, and I said, "Man, I just saw this ad on Facebook for like a BJJ like gym, and like they're trying to get me."
BJJ.
And he was like, "What?" I was like,
That's
I
Brazilian jiu-jitsu, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was like, I think I'm gonna sign up.
Blowjob job.
And I
So
did.
it's all-
Yeah, and I
BJJ.
did. And the people called me for weeks after that. I finally answered, and I was like, man, I was hammered whenever I responded to this.
Yeah.
Y'all ever done any karate or anything?
No.
Like organized?
No, I didn't do nothing like that.
I didn't ever do it growing up. I think we only had a couple.
I think I took 2 boxing lessons.
Nippon Dojo. It was.
I've never been angry enough to fight anybody.
I'm not an aggressive person either.
Like, even football. Like, I played football until I was like a freshman in high school, and I still like. I remember the day like I left, and my dad said something to me. He was like, "Why aren't you giving it anything out there?" I was like, "I just don't like this."
Son, you're a no talent pussy, but at least you listen.
I was like, I just don't. I don't know where to find the anger to hurt
Yeah.
this other
You
person.
gotta go
Like,
back to things like on the water boy. You gotta open a can of wolf ass.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
gotta
it just
visualize
wasn't
and
for me.
attack.
I'm just out here to have fun, guys.
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
can we
Always
take
just
us
talk.
down a
I'm
speed?
Yeah, can we just go play some golf?
That's why I wasn't good at basketball too, because you gotta be really aggressive to be good at basketball. You know, and I
Yeah,
just-
baseball. I played baseball
love
the whole
baseball.
time. I didn't have to really
Nah.
be aggressive for it.
you don't take
Every
pride
now
in
and then, you
baseball.
got to slide into somebody, but you're in
You
that
have to do
moment. And you
that.
don't
It's
really
like
think
you're
about
trying to
it.
get away from something. You're
I
not
never
trying to hurt
slid.
somebody.
I probably slid twice. I played baseball my whole life and slid twice.
He looks like it.
Yeah.
But I also
He'd
never got
rather
on base.
stand up and get tagged than take a little raspberry
I
on
didn't
his
ever-
knee.
I didn't ever get on base.
Never got the opportunity to slide.
I think my career batting average was under 100. I was a pitcher.
No wonder Coach Delk loved you so
He
much.
did, man. We just get in there and hang out. We just ate
Who?
hot dogs.
Delk?
Yeah.
What's his?
He was one of our coaches here in town.
Sounds familiar. I feel like I
Maybe.
know that name.
I don't know.
He'd like you.
A lot
I
like
bet he
you.
would. Who wouldn't?
Love you.
Who wouldn't? To be honest.
So,
Actually, he's a little bit too jockey for you. He would probably assume that he's better than you and walk away.
Wow.
everything else
Watch
going
us drive.
on? Did you go? Did you say you went camping this weekend?
I went camping and it was glorious.
Hot. Was it not hotter? than
It was
hell?
hotter than hell, brother.
Saturday was rough.
It was rough.
It really was.
Hiked Sunday, hiked Monday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
I went and saw Tim Dillon this past weekend.
All right, Timmy
How'd that
D.
go?
It was fucking great.
Sold
dude.
out crowd.
It was not.
You think he's a top or a
Wasn't sold
bottom?
out. This was a.
Bottom.
Yeah, I think he's a bottom.
That's what you
He talks about sucking dick, so I'm sure that means.
I think top suck
Anyway.
dick.
But no, dude,
He's
he's
gonna make the whole podcast about that.
You brought it up.
No, I don't mean we gotta
You
keep
brought
going.
it up.
no, I mean he's one of my favorites. Like y'all know that. Like if I've got 2 favorites, it's Shane and Tim Dillon.
Yeah.
So like it was dope to be able to see one of like the dudes that I think's the funniest in the game right now. And he had a really good set. To be honest, it was like 2 days after the debate, so I really thought it would be debate heavy.
Didn't.
He did touch on it, but I think this is what you'd call a working set. Like as far as
Oh, he's
this
trying
is
to
Towards a
work
special.
stuff out,
this
yeah.
is it. Well, no, I mean like it was very good. So I think he was still he's working on this set and trying to hone it to like this is his next special set.
Oh yeah,
That's what it felt like.
Special,
it up.
special set.
polishing it up.
Yeah.
It's a special
For
Did he
Netflix.
have a
set.
good opener, like a local guy, or
The opener was all right. I don't remember who it was. It was somebody that does travel with him quite a bit. But to be honest, I know he was just overseas with Sam Talent, so I was kind of
yeah?
fingers crossed I'd get to see Sam Talent, but it wasn't him. It was like you could tell, like I said, this wasn't a sold out show, but he just announced it 2 months ago, and it was just like you could tell it was like a last minute. He was putting this in to fill a spot pretty much, and he only had one opener. And most big acts that I've ever been to have bare minimum 2, usually 3.
Usually 2. Big acts, you know.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a theater or something, like smaller acts.
Yeah. I mean, even
Middle act, I guess you call
theaters, usually you would have an opener, a middle, and and obviously the headliner.
Yeah.
But yeah, he only had the one. It was nice though because I'm an old man. It was nice to get out there and go home.
That's what I like.
Do y'all know who Tank Sinatra is?
Yeah.
Do you know who Tank Sinatra? He's really good friends with Chris DiStefano, and he is a very popular meme artist. He's a meme creator.
He's big on Instagram.
Big time.
Yeah.
I saw his big buff ass on one of the gas station news channels above the pump.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
It was like Good News with Tank or something like that. And I was like, look at this big goofy sucker.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild. Funny, talking about big internet personalities, somebody today on Facebook made a comment, and they were like, look at Andrew Tate. Everybody tried to cancel him, and then he ended up getting bigger, and now that nobody's talking about him, he's pretty much canceled. And I was like, do you live on the same planet as me? Because he's still very much
He's
huge.
got his own show on Peacock. Like a whole documentary about his life. That just
He's
come out.
got so many followers on Twitter and so many reactions on Twitter and everything. Like, he's not canceled at all. I don't know.
I don't know. Obviously, I know about like all the drama and I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Not conspiracy, but
like the charges that were brought against him for
all that shit,
trafficking
like in
and whatnot.
Romania and shit.
Yeah.
Like whatever come of that. I mean, I know there's probably people just trying to headhunt him too.
I do. Yeah. I mean, he didn't. Obviously,
You never know what to believe unless you're there. I've learned this about.
And then this is coming from a place with somebody who's not like a fan or pro Tate or anything like that. Like, I don't follow him. I think he says some funny stuff on Twitter.
He says some wild shit.
Yeah, he says some wild stuff that I think is funny.
I heard him say one time that half the founding fathers were gay. And I was like, what?
The Tate Academy for Leadership.
Yeah.
For excellence of men.
But
award.
I don't know. I mean, he's out of jail now, so I guess he's fine. Like,
Imagine being in jail in like Romania. Like
they were still letting him tweet while he was in there, so it couldn't have been too bad.
Or from England or something.
I don't. He is.
He's not from here.
Yeah, he's not an American.
He turned it into bromania, you know what I mean?
All right, nice.
Everybody's over there. Hey, thank you.
Funny enough, Tim Dillon, like it was shortly after he started getting all those allegations, went over there and did I don't think it was a regular episode. I think it was a Patreon episode with Andrew Tate or whatever. And all Tim ever says is he was like, hey, there was women there. And they were awful quiet. That's all I'll say. He was like, but that's also like the culture over there. They don't have as many rights as they got over here. So
I just know that I consider myself a pretty confident guy that says about anything, and I would never say half the shit he says. You know what I mean?
it was just last week that Tate's, like, he went on like a rampage with just everything he posted. He would say, real N-word, Tate, out, and using the hard R. Using the hard R.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, God. I was like,
First off, I mean, I guess everybody can do what they want to, but I just don't really like using that. I don't use that word. It's like, you know, I don't like other people.
You heard it here, folks.
he's technically sort of black, I think.
Is he?
Yeah. I think he kind of is. I don't know.
I just think it's wild that people.
I'm trying to figure out where he's from, but it doesn't. Nationality, American, British?
I think he's from Birmingham.
Oh, no, he was born in Washington, D.C. Oh, so he's a fucking plant. That's all I'm reading. He was born in D.C. Plant.
Is he from over in Laurel Canyon, too? He got ties to that?
Yeah.
The most Googled man in the world
Elon Musk?
is one of his titles.
No.
Oh, wow.
I figured
Oh, is that a real title?
Trump would be up there for sure. I just wonder what like this debate the other night to hit on that. Real
His
quick.
father is African American and his mother's white.
Okay.
What do you think Putin and like Xi Jinping thought about all that? Like watching the debate.
They were laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, they were licking their chops, man. They were like, ooh,
This
maybe
dude's
this
in
is,
office till January 20th.
Yeah,
This
maybe
guy
the-
they already got.
maybe this is time.
Yeah.
They probably doubled the meme factory, like the amount of employees at the meme
For the
factory.
propaganda.
Yeah.
Yeah, pushing out
Yeah.
propaganda. I sent Wes a thing.
Double the
earlier.
propaganda.
North Korea and Russia have joined up, like they're going to defend each other.
Yeah.
But North Korea is sending troops into the war in Ukraine to help tunnel
Yeah.
and like dig caves and bunkers and shit.
Isn't that crazy? You think we're going to get really involved now?
Boosting the
At some
North
point we'll have
Korean
to. At
economy.
some point we'll have to
Yeah,
because Taiwan and China is a mess, and we got Australia's over there too.
Yeah.
So Australia, they can't defend themselves. Like they can do an okay job, but they need us to, give them money.
Yeah.
more or
They should
less.
put the emus in there because they lost that war against the emus. They should put the emus over.
How many wars can we afford? That's what it comes down to. Is it's going to keep spreading?
Well, I mean,
thin.
boots on the ground. I mean, obviously, we really can't afford any of them.
We've been hoarding a bunch of like minerals and like stuff for like getting ready for war, like make ammunition,
Yeah.
and stealth stuff, and all sorts of shit. So I don't know.
There was a like an African area or something that we recently had something to do with, and that it was like one of the like that we were trying to do a coup. I'm sorry,
Congo?
no, it was in Africa somewhere, but there was a big it wasn't lithium. It was like some kind of mine that we need for microchips and whatnot.
Zinc or something.
Yeah, I think zinc might have
Yeah.
actually been it. Actually,
That's a big one.
yeah. It just real recently, like we've tried to stage a coup over there, and they caught our operatives and disgraced them, like pretty much
yeah.
on TV. I don't think they killed them. I think they're just in prison over there.
Do y'all remember? I think it was during COVID. Like we had some like guys like they were called like former Navy SEALs or like special ops that like went on the coast of Venezuela and got caught or some shit.
I don't
Y'all
remember.
remember that? It was a huge news story, and they were like, "Oh, they're former, like and they were probably for real deal, like Delta Force or something that just got caught." And they said, "No, them guys have been like out of service forever."
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they weren't tied to their to the
branch or something.
Navy
Yeah,
anymore,
right.
but
They
they
were
were like
Mercenaries
Yeah.
paid.
CIA paid.
CIA operatives.
Yeah.
Those are the bad dudes.
Yeah.
Or gals too.
Yeah, CIA, the ones that they're like, yeah, you're on the payroll, but
Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
If anybody asks, we don't know you.
yeah,
If you get caught, you're on your own.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of
yeah,
it
don't get
operates.
caught.
Yeah, don't get caught.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go to Venezuela.
We had a guy men's group about a month ago came as a guest speaker, and he runs a they do sting operations for sex traffickers in Belize. He lives in Belize.
Really?
And he was a badass dude to talk to. Yeah, it was really cool.
I'm sure to get on the podcast sometime. That'd be a cool interview for sure. If he's, I don't know if he wants his like face on camera or nothing though.
Yeah, we could. I mean, even if he wanted to come on and do a Zoom with
We
us
could put that thing
sometime,
over his voice. He talked about that.
yeah, well, he would have to do that on his end on Zoom, but
We would have to make a.
Can you do that on Zoom? Can you like
yeah,
put a
I'm pretty
filter
sure
over
you
your
could.
voice?
Yeah,
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
gonna sound like a damn Chippendale Rescue Ranger.
I'm pretty sure you can. I'm almost certain that you can. I don't know. I'd have to look into it.
I'm almost
Um,
certain.
We're coming on the end here. I'm gonna try to sneak something in real quick.
Kind of like the founding fathers.
Did y'all know that in 1919, Ford wanted to use their extra profits to raise employee wages and employ more people? The Dodge brothers sued them and said a corporation's only responsibility is to their shareholders, not to their employees.
Fucking Dodge Brothers.
So this is pretty much that set the precedent for corporate law.
Cronyism.
Pretty much, yeah. And the reason that they sued him was because at the time, Dodge put a lot of money into, or not, they gave a lot of help to the Ford company.
Yeah.
And instead of Ford giving them money for their help, they gave them shares.
Oh. Okay.
So Dodge was a big
They were wanting
shareholder.
that.
So they were like, hey, give us the money, not your employees. What are you talking
You
about?
owe us money.
Yeah. So that's what set the precedent for
And we sided with Dodge, or did we side with Ford?
Dodge. Well, we didn't.
Yeah, I know. I'm speaking on behalf of us Americans.
Yeah, the government sided with Dodge.
Yeah.
And said that they should, yes, pay the shareholders since they're the ones that owns the company.
And
That's just something I saw today. I really so if that's absolutely false, I did look up that Dodge versus Ford was a real thing, and that court case actually happened and whatnot. But I don't know all the ins and outs. I just thought it was so crazy that
wild.
court
I
case
prefer
happened.
Ferrari versus Ford. That was a much better movie.
great movie. It is a good movie.
Yep.
Really good movie. Very well acted. Christian Bale,
I
Matt
didn't,
Damon.
I haven't
Yep.
watched it.
You need to watch it, man. It's a good movie.
I haven't
So,
watched it.
just an end of the show recap. Debate. Founding Fathers are gay.
Yeah, half of them.
Half of it.
I'm the top with Josh. Wes is the top with me.
Mm-hmm.
We could get in a pile sometime. We could. We could.
Not in this heat.
Can I keep my leg on? Right around this leg.
Yeah.
Not in this damn heat.
Man.
Golly.
But we appreciate y'all listening
Appreciate
and
it.
watching.
Love
like,
y'all so
share,
much.
subscribe.
Hey, if somebody wants a shirt, reach out.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking maybe Johnny Longsleeves and Ethan, the hash smoking shaman, should get a shirt for joining us the other night. They probably already have one.
I don't think John does. I don't remember. I don't remember.
We don't have any long sleeve shirts though.
Well, true. True.
Long sleeves.
Yeah, we
Send
can
him a
get.
button,
I can
too.
make
Send
that
him a
happen.
button.
And a button.
I
Yeah,
ain't
long,
got a button yet.
yeah, long sleeves and Ethan. Reach out to me. Just shoot me your address. I'll get you a
We got
shirt.
stickers are going to be on the way soon.
We've been saying that for like 2 months, brother.
I want to order them tomorrow.
Great.
They'll be here in sometime 2 weeks.
For some reason, I believe you.
They'll be here in 2 weeks, Nick.
Yeah,
Everything's 2
I can
weeks away.
trust you, dude. This guy told me for a year and a half that he was going to have internet here in 2 weeks. For a year and a half, they told me 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Now what have we
2
got?
weeks.
What have we
2
had
weeks.
since last August?
Internet.
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 been
The
fine
answer is
by
internet,
me.
people.
Love y'all.
Fine by me.
One leg, Nick cracks jokes, they're a podcast stream team. Talking current events, conspiracy theories unfold. They're unfiltered, atomic control. In the depths of the night, they dive so deep, exploring the world. Sequence, they sequence. The researcher fighting truth in the dark. Josh, the warrior, with one leg leaves your mark. Shine a light on the shadows we fear. Speak the truth, make it crystal clear.